Ready to open the hood? Usetool for the tutorials.
And for car parts, the right idea is the Mr. Auto app.
In order to change the oil, you will have to purchase an oil filter and an oil bottle. You can find the recommended parts and products in the video description, as well as in the link to know the type of oil and the amount needed. Turn your engine off. Pull up the handbrake. Pull on the bonnet release lever and open the bonnet. Open the oil fill plug. This will increase the oil flow when performing an oil change. Lift the front of the vehicle. Place the vehicle on the 2-axle stands. This will give you access to the drain nut. We strongly suggest watching our tutorial, raising your Auris to safely, before carrying out this step. If the front plastic crankcase is present, you should now remove it to have full access to the drain nut. You can now see the drain nut. Using a socket wrench and a 14mm socket, unscrew the drain nut. Start the process with a wrench and finishing off by hand. Be careful on the last few turns, the oil can squirt out immediately. You have to anticipate by placing a container underneath to collect the oil. You can learn how to make one by watching another of our videos, How to Make a Collector for Liquids. Let the oil run out for 10 minutes or so. When you change the oil on your car, you must also replace the oil filter. Access to the oil filter is done from underneath the engine compartment. In order to collect the oil it contains that might flow out when you remove it, place a liquid collector underneath. Using a chain wrench, release the oil filter flange by turning it counterclockwise until it turns effortlessly. Finish the unscrewing process by hand and remove the filter. Place it in a liquid collector.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
Clean the seal area with a paper towel. Replace the drain nut with a new one, then screw the drain nut back in by hand at first. Then, screw it back in with a socket wrench. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Separate the filter cartridge from the flange, levering it off with a flathead screwdriver. Using a thin screwdriver, take out the rubber O-ring which is located on the flange washer. Clean the cover with brake cleaner fluid and a piece of tissue. Replace the seal with the one that is supplied with the new filter, ensuring you properly oil its surface. Take the new filter and insert it into the cover. You should hear a click when it locks into place. Screw the flange back onto the oil filter holder until it makes contact. For the tightening process, use your chain spanner. Now you have to put the oil back into the motor. You have to be very careful and precise when doing this part of the job. Firstly, put the crankcase back in place. Then lower your car back to the ground and check the oil level. This is something that can only be done when the vehicle is flat. Begin by putting 90% of the suggested amount. This will leave you a large enough margin to adjust the level of oil appropriately. You can find the exact amount of oil suggested for your car in the description of the tutorial. Close the oil fill plug. Start the engine and let the car run for 30 seconds. This will fill the oil filter. Remove the oil gauge and wipe it down. Plunge it back into its sheath. Remove it again and check the oil level. The optimal level is near the maximum, but be careful to never go over it. Based on the level indicated on the gauge, readjust to obtain the optimum amount. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from Usetool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We would be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.